Hey friends, it's Kip Icon, and welcome back to Kip Plays Kentucky Route Zero. We are in the Museum of Dwellings now. I know in the last episode it said that this was maybe Dr. Truman's house, but it also said that the address on the business card that Lula gave us has since been demolished and replaced with a museum that is still in progress of being built. So we are now in the museum, which is at the address of Dr. Truman's house. What is this umbrella thing? Oh, it's our umbrella button. What's up, Homer? Wait, who the heck is Thomas? Oh yeah, he was talking to his dog. Guy was a weirdo. What did he say? Just small talk, you know, like talk to your buddies or something. Like you talk to a dock worker. Just like, damn, this is a lot of rain. I haven't seen rain like this since that storm a couple years back that took out Lizette's herb garden. I just feel bad for that old dog getting dragged all over by a couple of drunks. Old dog like that should be sleeping on a porch somewhere, but that's loyalty for you. Well, they didn't stay long anyway. That's interesting. So we're going to be doing things and making choices, but it's going to be filtered through someone watching a tape of us, it looks like. I heard the man and the lady talking when they first came, I heard the man and the lady talking when they first came in, but they didn't see me. He had his umbrella open inside. What were they talking about? The man said his leg was hurting him. They were looking for Dr. Truman, but he was already gone. But they didn't know, so they kept looking around. Okay, if I remember correctly, hold on a sec. Okay, if I remember correctly, these are all the residents here. So it's going to be just a bunch of random voices. I don't think I'm going to come up with different voices for everyone. I just assumed they were from the power company. You know how they're always coming by unannounced and messing with this or that? I just shut myself up in my room to wait it out. No sense getting involved. Yuck. How did they get in? Must have been one of the kids who left the front door unlocked. Something's gotta be done. They run around like animals. You know that Flora left a can of soda on top of my shelter door and I almost killed myself slipping on that sticky mess the next morning? Something's gotta be done. Maybe we don't need our umbrella right now. We are inside after all. Oh wait, so is this the end? Is this the way we came in? Maybe? Ooh, what's that? Oh, that's our truck. Yes, so that's definitely the way we came in. Nothing to really see here, I guess. What about if we have our umbrella? No? No. I don't know, yeah, why not walk around with our umbrella up? And zigzag. My leg must really, really be in pain. When I tore my ACL, hoo boy, walking back, limping through the place, ay, ay, ay. I mean, I'm not saying that that's what's wrong with Conway, but I certainly know about leg pain. Ooh, what have we here? Said this was the Museum of Dwellings. Sadie says, the moment I now recall most clearly from their short visit was the birdcage exhibit. The old man stopped to rest, or maybe to think. The young woman had been anxious up to that point, but she stopped as well and examined the birdcage more closely. It seemed to elicit a tenderness from her. She ran one fingernail along the bars of the wire cage, marking out a tuneless scale like a child's xylophone. And then they moved on. That's poetic. Oh, there's someone inside there. Oh yeah, there's another person, finally. Oh, it's Flora. I was playing around in that empty cabin and they came by. They asked about Dr. Truman. I know where he went, but I didn't tell them. Where did Dr. Truman go? It's a secret. Ezra told me and I can't tell anyone else. Who is Ezra? He is my age. He doesn't really live here. He's just passing through with his brother, Julian. First, they're going to help us, but I can't say any more about that. We have a lot of secrets. The lady asked me about my parents, and I told them they were upstairs in the greenhouse. Do you want to hear a weird story? Of course I do. The old man asked me about the cabin. He said it looked like another house he knew, and he wanted to know where it came from. I told him nobody lived there, so we went inside. He took a long time exploring. When he came back out, he told me all about it. What did he find in the cabin? He went upstairs and he also looked around the other rooms. I played with the dog. What did he do upstairs? He looked in some boxes. He looked out the window. He could see the museum better than when he was downstairs. He could tell how it was all put together, and the cabin too. He could see the shape of it better from up there. Now, the part that is weird, he said he went into the basement. That cabin doesn't have a basement. He said he dug through the ground to get there. Then he found a rope leading down a long pit and he climbed down. The walls were covered in a glowing moss. He used the light of the moss to find a lake at the bottom of the pit. Feels totally like an old-timey text-based adventure game from like the 80s, 70s or 80s. The water swept him around until he didn't know where he was, and finally he fell asleep in the water. He woke up on the floor of the cabin. He came back outside and we said goodbye, and I didn't talk to them anymore. Cool story, bro. Oh. Got a little clippy umbrella there. A little clippy through the dory. Nope, can't go over there. Alright. Well, bye, Flora. I don't know if we can believe anything you say, but at the same time, maybe we should. Let's check out the doghouse. See if maybe Homer has any recollection. Oh, what's this? A chicken coop? That's gotta be a chicken coop. We ought to get some real chickens in that coop. Do some homesteading. None of these folks know how to live off the land, you know what I mean? It's just a display. Another kind of dwelling. Yeah, no offense to you guys. I mean, I appreciate what all you've done for us. So this is truly some sort of houses on on display, like exhibits. I think you need to get some real horses in the stable. Did the strangers go in the stable? No, they just poked around a bit and talked about barns. They were pretty boring. Wait, haven't we seen this quilt insignia before on the barn out at the old by the Marquez farmhouse? The one that we looked in the television and it took us to the zero? That's definitely the same barn with the same quilt stained glass motif or whatever. That dog was in nearly as bad shape as the old man, just sort of shrugging along. They found some treats in the doghouse exhibit. That seemed to cheer them up a bit. Aw, that makes me happy. Does anything change if we don't have the umbrella up, I wonder? Oh, there's another person over there. Do I know that person I'm trying to recognize? No, I don't think we've ever seen them, maybe. Sure, I talked to them for a bit. Oh, that's Walker, maybe. Actually, we talked for quite a while. I wasn't busy, I was happy for the company. Can't sleep in a storm like that, I never could. What did you talk about? I had a bottle in my coat, and I could see the old guy looking at it, and his leg was hurt pretty bad, so I offered him some. He got real awkward about it. I bet he's in a program. Aha, once again we got this alcoholism motif. Anyway, they were asking about Dr. Truman. I remember him. He was here for a bit, and then he left. So that's what I told him. So this is Walker. And there's like a ukulele on display. Here we go. There's something happening over here. Wow, they're still putting the floor in. Oh my gosh. That's all open, empty foundation. What the hecky? Oh. Yeah, that's an elevator up. And I'm pretty sure that's hard progress. So we're gonna keep exploring first. Yeah, that's a very memorable image. I remember that orange scaffolding elevator thing really well. Wow, look at this awesome house on, like, floating oil drums or something. Wait, I can't move. Why can't I? Okay, here we go. Here we go. Use the ramp, maybe? Oh, here we are. Oh, right, we have to go to the little exhibit marker. Do you know, at first I thought it might be Hudson walking up to visit? I had heard him working on his boat just a bit earlier before the storm started. But then I saw the stranger's limping gait and the young woman with him, and I knew it couldn't be. I invited them in for a glass of bourbon, which they politely declined, so I just talked to them on the porch for a bit. What was the stranger like? He was in a bad way. He seemed confused. He was asking about a basketball game. I thought he might be joking. After all, it's not the season. It made his friend uncomfortable, and she changed the subject. She asked about my house. Do you know, I don't believe either of them had ever set foot on a houseboat before. I don't know that the older man had ever seen an ocean, in fact. It has always been my fondest dream to retire on a houseboat. That's why I accepted your offer and moved in here. It isn't perfect, but what home ever is? I only wish the house would sway a bit. I find that it settles my nerves, well, if we have another storm like that last one. So wait, you're telling me that these people are what? Likely so in debt that they have to live in a museum of dwellings that's still being built, mind you? In fact, he had his umbrella open indoors. It wasn't leaking that badly. No offense, it's actually a fashion choice. Gosh, how invasive, right? They were hollering at that empty tent you folks have on display. Ha! Hey, if you ever need anyone to stay in there, I've been in worse positions. Yeah, something tells me these people are so in debt they had to take this company, whoever they are, up on the offer to live in an exhibit. Yeah, they came by and knocked on the window, and we had a bit of a talk through the glass. I would have come out, but, you know, shady characters. What did you talk about? They were asking about Dr. Truman, and I told them what all I know about that, which is not very much. Did you see them poking around anywhere else? Oh, sure, they were into everything. Walking around, looking at stuff, talking to people, talking to each other. I guess that's just what it's going to be like now. Living here. Gosh, dang, this is grim. Talk about a grim freaking future. Go to college, kids. You could end up with debt like this. I heard them banging around out there, and I just stayed quiet. I don't know what they wanted. I just put my headphones on and tried to ignore them, to tell you the truth. Wow. I guess these are all responses of these people to living in a museum. Like animals, man. Like a freaking zoo. Ay caramba. I guess they must have gone through some papers here. It was in some disarray, and a few folders were pulled out and left on the table. I mean, it wasn't too bad. I only noticed because Diane is such a stickler. She's real organized, I mean. What folders were they looking at? Yeah, mostly stuff about the building site, I guess. They had a list of all the homes we relocated here, a list of original residences before we leveled the neighborhood, guess they were looking for one of the old residents. They pulled out a list of the folks who didn't take the offer, folks who moved elsewhere, but they filed that back, out of order, so I guess they didn't find what they were looking for there. Hey, while I have you here, work's kinda slowed down, and it seems like, I know you folks know what you're doing, but it seems like the residents are just kinda settling in. We'll get your boys back to work soon. Yeah, sure, I get you. Haha. You happen to get that last invoice? I was thinking about how it really is such a pain whenever, like, the cable people come, or the, internet people come, or the landlord comes to do something, or, it really is an awkward thing to have to be home while that happens, which is what one of the residences was talking about, or residents. And I can't imagine living in a museum like this with people just walking around, looking at things, talking about them in the open, right in front of the residents. I don't know why I want to keep saying residences. Well, I suppose we'll go up the elevator, eh? Because what we're gonna find on the second floor, friends, is gonna be, well, it'll be something. Are we going? We doing it? Aw, Homer was behind. Oh, poor baby. Okay. Whoa, did you see how fast Homer turned around there? That dog must be a robot. I tell you what. Look at this, friends. Look at this. Yeah, for sure I'm gonna have to turn this down. Hold on a sec. Alright. Yeah, I just had to turn it down. That's really loud in my ears. Whoa! Did you see that? It was definitely a big bird. See what I mean? That's why I don't think that what those people were talking about is true. I don't think there was a bird that crashed. It had to have been a comet, right? They wouldn't come in just rushing around. You could tell they were worn, and it was late at night, but just rushing around. Well, there was some urgency to the older man's injury, so it's understandable. What were they looking for? They were looking for Dr. Truman, but of course, I had nothing to say. The man was hurt, you know. How was he hurt? His leg, it was twisted or something. He held it while he walked and made these painful little sounds in his throat. Oh, how? I don't know. I didn't ask. It would have been rude, I think. Well, we just don't know. I suppose we never will. Did it look like the bird was carrying something in its claws? Well, I mean, I suppose I know the answer to that question. Not there, but I heard a shout from downstairs. The old man had stumbled in the rain. I stayed inside with the lights off. There's no sense in my getting involved. Wow. Yeah, the bird is definitely carrying something. It's like he's distributing something. I didn't see or hear a thing all night. I was in the back doing inventory when they came by. I got 30 cases of candles in, and each one of those has got to be individually labeled, you know? But I heard from some of the other neighbors that they weren't up to any harm, just passing through. Right. Can we walk without an umbrella, I wonder? I wonder if the residents will make a comment about that. Oh. This here, friends, is what we like to call good old-fashioned hard progress. So we are going to come back to this little nugget in just a sec. I just want to see what's over here first. Ooh, I'm glad I came here because I do not think I remember seeing this in my first playthrough. It's a greenhouse. Flora, oh yeah, it looked like that was some sort of, it looked like a bird cage, but I don't think that was what it was. Flora was playing down on the lower level, and we'd been having a glass of wine in the greenhouse. We ducked out of the way when he came in. After all, they were complete strangers. We didn't know them. Did they seem dangerous? No, nothing dangerous about them, but you just can't know, can you? How could you? Well, I heard the young woman ask her friend about his job. He's some kind of furniture collector or dealer, I think. It didn't sound like things were going well. Maybe they were here looking for a buyer? Yes, definitely some kind of furniture collector or dealer. I heard him talking about antiques. He must have been looking for shelter. He was carrying an umbrella but not using it. Odd that he wasn't using it. Yeah, let's use it. Where's my cursor? There we go. I lost my cursor, friends. What a storm. This is quite the rainstorm. Whoa, this looks like a straight up ship. Yeah, it is. It's a ship. Difficult to see or even hear a storm like that, but I was awake and alert, studying the week's forecast. It should even out shortly, I'd say. You pay close attention to the weather. Hard not to up here. The strangers wanted to know how I coped with the exposure. I guess some people will never understand the appeal of a life on a sailboat. It's tragic, I'd say. Really, this is life on a sailboat? Well, then they had to leave, looking for a doctor, I think. The old man was having a bad time. It was a short conversation. Whoa. What the heck kind of house is this? Is this like, it looks like a Mr. Saturn house or something. Oh, of course, I saw them looking at that odd-shaped building. Sure, the rounded metal one. Yeah, that one. House of the future sort of thing. I've always thought it looked more like a grain bin. Actually, I guess it's sort of romantic. Anyway, they seemed interested in it. Tired, huddling under their umbrellas, they still stopped to examine this strange building. It definitely is a strange building, that's for sure. We were working in the greenhouse, and I saw them come up in the elevator. They were lost, obviously. It was obvious. Oh wait, but those are the same people in the greenhouse, right? Alright, so this is yeah, okay. That's the elevator, so we're gonna head back over to Ezra. The beams here look beautiful when the sky lights up with lightning. Just kind of even reminds me of like an underpass or something. It's very, very pretty. I love how alive the plants seem to be everywhere here. All the foliage in Kentucky Route Zero. Alright, Ezra. Time to meet Ezra. I saw you folks drive up. I like your truck. What kind of truck is that? Do you know where Mr. Truman is? Yes, ma'am. He's out in the forest. Me and Julian took him out there a few nights ago and he didn't want to come back. He lives there all the time now. This museum is an okay place to live in the daytime, but it's no good at night. Folks just can't sleep in a place like this, or when they do, it gives them nightmares. So we take them out to the forest to sleep and then bring them back in the morning. Oh. Is your family out in the forest? Oh no, I don't know where they are. Me and Julian were looking for them for a while, but... Anyway, we have a job to do here now, taking these people out to the forest at night so they can sleep. And maybe if the rest of them will be like Dr. Truman and want to stay out there, we'll get back to looking. Can you tell us how to get to the forest? You have to follow the Green River way out east and then hop over Lake Cumberland. The roads don't go there. But me and Julian can take you. We were just about to go anyway. I just gotta call him over. Cook, yeah! And then this is Ezra's brother Julian, friends. Julian. Oh, I forgot about that. Dang, friends. Dang, dang, dang. From this height, the museum looks like a blocky crater, slowly filling with rain. There should be an actual crater too, right? And the next episode of Kid Plays Kentucky Route Zero, we're gonna take a look at this vantage point. Because, wow. And I am telling you, you do not want to miss the next scene as we walk through the forest, because it is a doozy. Thanks a lot for watching. I have been, and I will continue to be Kip Icon as long as you guys continue to what? Follow your drams. Bye!